Okay, today's lesson is about volume of prisms and cylinders, and we're putting prisms and cylinders together because they have two bases. So if we look at this prism right here, here's one base, here's another. Remember that bases and prisms are the exact same shape and they're parallel to each other. So I could have picked the right and the left like I did. I could have also picked the top and the bottom, and I could have also picked the front and the back. Any of those answers would have been correct. Okay, on this one, on the cylinder, the bases are the circles. That I don't have a choice with. Now remember, the formula is volume equals base times height, and capital B is the area of one base. Let's write that down so we don't forget. The area of one base, and H is the height. Well, in a prism and a cylinder, the height is defined as the distance between the two bases. So those are those measurements. All right, let's take a look at number one. Now, it might stress some of you out doing the right and the left as the bases, so we'll do something more traditional. We'll go with the top and the bottom. Okay, now base, capital B, is the area of one base. Well, that base shape is a rectangle, and to find the area of the rectangle, I have to take length times width, and I'm talking about this rectangle right here, and the length in this rectangle and width would be 15 times 4, which would be 60 inches squared. The height is the distance between the two bases, which in this case is 9 inches, and then your volume is just base 60 times height 9. So 60 times 9 would give you 540 inches cubed. All right, let's try another shape. This one is a cube. Cube is a prism because it's got two bases and all the sides are straight. Okay, so capital B is the area of one base. Well, this base right here, this shape right here is a square. The area of a square is side squared. So 7 squared is 49, so we get 49 meters squared. Height is the distance between the two bases, which is 7 meters. And then volume is base times height. So I have 49 times 7, which gives me 343. Okay, and I don't know if I made a big deal about this in the last one, but the units for volume is no longer squared, but it's meters cubed, because volume is measuring the amount of cubic meters, inches, feet, whatever, cubic units in a space. Okay, number 3, again, we have a prism. Now, this shape picture isn't great because it doesn't draw in the other sides, which might confuse you. But the bases have to be the same shape and parallel to each other, which means the bases have to be the two front triangles. So on this one, I want to find capital B, which is the area of one base. So this triangle has a side 9, 8, and 10. Well, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And the base and the height are the two that form the right angle. And the two that form the right angle are the 9 and the 8. The 10 does not. So I'm going to use the 9 and the 8. So it's going to be 1/2 times 9 times 8. So that gives me 36 centimeters squared. Height. The height is not 9. The height is how far apart the two bases are. So how far apart the two triangles are, which in this case is 5 centimeters. And then your volume is going to be the base times the height. So 36 times 5 gives us 180 centimeters cubed. Okay, let's try one more that's got triangles. Another prism. The bases have to be the same shape and parallel to each other, so those are your only options. In a triangle, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Well, the base is 8, and the height of the triangle is 4. So it's going to be 1/2 8 times 4, which would give you 16 meters squared. The height of the prism, this right here is for the prism. Whoops, that looks like an R. Take that back. For the prism, not for the triangle. So the height of the prism is the distance between the two bases, which is 10 meters. Then to get to your volume, you have your base, 16, times your height, 10, which gives you 160 meters cubed. All right, let's finish off by doing one cylinder. So cylinders have two bases. Okay, and I keep telling you on all the videos, but anytime the base is a circle, one, you're going to leave your answers in terms of pi. The other ones you can have decimals on. But on this one, if I've drawn in the radius, the number is the radius. If I've drawn in the diameter, the number is the diameter. So on number 5, I've drawn in the diameter, which means 12 is the diameter. They want capital B, which is the area of one base. So I want to find the area of one circle. Well, that's pi times the radius squared. Well, if the diameter is 12, the radius has to be 6. So that's going to be 36 pi yards squared. The height is the distance between the two bases. The two bases are 9 yards apart. So volume is just going to be base 36 pi times 9. 36 times 9 is 324 pi yards cubed for volume. And that's it.